Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Jackie Fish and welcome back to some more Medieval Kingdoms Total War 1212 AD, the mod for Total War Attila. Today we are diving in and taking a look at the brand new map pack that they recently released. Currently it is only available in the multiplayer scenarios. However, this is obviously something that they want to go ahead and integrate into the campaign map, and that will be amazing when they finally get there. At the moment there are only 4 maps with the Western culture, but again, they want to go ahead and develop more architecture and more buildings and kind of custom settlements to every single culture in the game, and that's quite a lot. You know, there are a lot of factions in the game, and a lot of these have to be unique and interesting and completely different, so that takes a lot of time, and I believe there's only about 2 or 3 of them working on it. So again, if you're a 3D modeler and you want to go ahead and show them some help and give, you know, kind of help work on a lot of the houses, buildings, and even just like the minor stuff like tools and, you know, the stuff just laying around, definitely go hit them up on their Discord. Also, obviously go over to their Discord if you're looking for more people to play this mod with. So as I said, there are currently 4 settlements in the game which look absolutely amazing. They're not a person, and you have to find them over here in the map section right now. Unfortunately, you can't go ahead and select them through this. It just doesn't work for whatever reason, but I'll show you guys the location of every single map and we'll load in and take a look at them. So the first one we'll take a look at is Edinburgh. Now do keep in mind, and again, I don't think it matters how I set this up, to be honest. I think it's fine if it's small or large, they're the same. And do keep in mind that this isn't actually Edinburgh. They're just currently in the settlements. I'm not sure if they're planning on, you know, actually kind of recreating what Edinburgh would look like at this time period, or they're just going to really stick in and just try and get as many maps in as possible. I assume it will be the latter, but again, this is just one of the maps that they're currently in, and each one feels very unique and different, and I absolutely love this map. This could be my favorite one. Let me know down below in the comments after you've seen all 4 of these maps, which one is actually your favorite map, because it'd be very interesting to see. And here we go. This is, I'm gonna call this map Edinburgh just because it's what it is, but again, I'm pretty sure this isn't actually going to be Edinburgh itself. So as you can see, the walls themselves had a little bit of a gloss look over to them, kind of wearing them down. We have brand new turrets as well, which look really awesome. And then a whole range of very, very cool new houses, buildings, carts, boxes, all this stuff really giving life to the settlement itself. And as you can see, we have an awesome looking church right here as well, which does look very awesome. And the map design itself is really interesting. You kind of lead up to this church and you have several ways in that then lead to the inner keep itself. So the settlement itself is one of the smaller ones. I think this is the smallest map out of the 4, but allows you to attack from every single position and has multiple fallback positions as well. The streets kind of work quite nicely for all the attacks to come. There's plenty of opportunities to take the wall, and you can obviously utilize the wall as well to fire in on the defenders outside the inner keep, and then the defenders themselves can hold up and, you know, help fire in down here as the attackers come in. There is loads of construction bit underway and stuff like this, so I think right now the maps are designed with this inner keep not really being an inner keep, I guess, until they really figure out a good way of creating like stuff to be able to destroy gatehouses and stuff. I think we will be seeing kind of more of these gates just being smashed open, which they are currently right now. And also I think this is the only map with like the under construction walls right there, as they're like building the inner layer. But still, nonetheless, it still looks really cool, and yeah, definitely will make some interesting multiplayer matches. And then you of course have the inner keep as well. Unfortunately, you can't garrison in this, but still cool nonetheless. So that's going to be the first map. Let's immediately dive in and take a look at the next one. Okay, so the next map itself is going to replace London. So to play this map, all you have to do is click on London and start battle, and it will load it up again. Do not use the list because that won't work. You have to actually click on the provinces, and as I said, I'll show you guys every single one as we go further in. Okay, so this is London. As you can see, the settlement itself is much larger than the previous one we looked at. The walls are very similar with that kind of aesthetic, a little bit of a wash on it, but still looking very cool. And then the settlement itself is absolutely flooded with houses, way more people living here, and you can see the grain pits and a huge river going in between the settlement itself, which is always an exciting thing. And we also have 2 bridges over. One of the things I really like about this one is like that the archers will be able to hammer soldiers as they do make their way across the bridge itself. And then over on this side, it kind of leads to the inner layer. So each of these maps is really kind of representative of like a multi-faction siege. as you'll be able to attack it like from all these different positions and then help out one another. There's capture points out here which will obviously go and give bonuses to whoever holds them. And the city itself offers really good defenses and also great avenues of attack for the attacker, as they have plenty of these streets to maneuver their way up, and there's kind of lots of spiraling positions. And again, you guys can get a good look at all the architecture that is flooding these streets. So again, this is much more of a densely packed street. You're going to go through people's gardens to maneuver your way around here. There's lots of elevations, lots of positions. Again, the defenders can stick archers right here and fire down the streets itself as the attackers push on. You get a nice little glimpse of the inner keep right here. And again, this kind of inner keep is very different to the previous one we saw. The walls are fully complete, but again, the actual gatehouses are destroyed. I would like to see them actually remove the burning oil from every single gate. I assume these don't have it because they're 100% damaged, but I just don't think the game does well with the burning oil. It's far too broken, and then you see nobody going through the gate itself. So again, a little bit off topic and a bit random, but yeah, I think burning oil in this game is ridiculously OP and could really just do with being turned off, or make it like a toggle ability. I don't know how you would do that, like a cooldown ability. You kind of click on the gatehouse and then click burning oil, and then there you go, it goes down once, and that's, you know, that's your lot until the recharge happens. That would be cool. But again, you can see the settlement in all its glory. I'll give you guys like kind of one nice little overview of the settlement itself. The actual turrets here, and these are not, yeah, these are actually working towers as well, I think, so they do actually shoot out. I hovered over, yeah, these are actual proper fort towers, so they'll be shooting you as you come in. So again, the defenders have a whole wealth of support there with the towers, even in the inner layer as well, which will be really nice. And again, give you a big importance on actually bringing artillery in these battles, because you're going to want to destroy these towers and make additional breaches and really get stuck in, because I imagine like a breach here would be huge when you're not just going through all the gates, because bringing in like siege towers would be probably quite difficult. But again, if you make a breach out on the outer wall, you could bring siege towers in to help you with the inner layer, which again is really exciting. And you can see the elevation of this battle map as well, the main keep, and also this inner plaza right here that's a bit more elevated, which gives you good protection, and you can really help out and defend the keep itself. So a really nice map, again, looking very beautiful, lots of detail added in, and it looks like there's been a lot of life in this settlement as well. Lots of markets and kind of props just laying around. It looks like this settlement has been lived in, and lots of fields outside. There's always that big question of how do these settlements feed themselves? And I love seeing the detail of the farms and trade ships coming in. It really just kind of gives that extra bit of love to the settlement itself. Looking very nice indeed as my brave Spanish cavalry stare down the walls of the settlement itself. So let's now move on to the next one, and we'll see what that one has to offer. So the next map is over here in Holland. You'll be able to find it by clicking on this province right here. And I'm not gonna lie, I did actually have to Google where this place was. The modder gave me a name of the settlement, and I was like, I have no idea where that does. It sounds kind of lowlandy, but I had to Google it, so my bad for all the Dutch people out there. I do apologize. But yeah, let's dive in and take a look at the settlement. Okay, here we are, the next settlement. Again, a little bit of a smaller one. I think London is by far the biggest settlement. And again, I'm saying London. It's not actually, I think, supposed to be London. It's just more so a kind of a Western settlement that happens to be there. But maybe I'm wrong in that. I don't know. I'm sure the modders will let me know down below in the description. So this settlement is a coastal settlement, and as you can see, it's got the attack points right here, so you can come in from land and sea, I believe, and land marines on the beaches for a pretty exciting battle. However, you'll be quite quickly hammered by incoming missile fire. The settlement itself is pretty packed tight with buildings again, and it's very much got that kind of square line. You're going to be hard pressed to really break your way forward and outflank at the walls, because you kind of got your backs to the inner defenses and also the houses themselves. So outflanking is going to be hard, that is for sure. But yeah, defenses from pretty much every single side. We make our way in, and again, you can see the actual breakup of the settlement, this outer layer of lower cities, and then we move into the kind of higher ground of the settlement. I assume the more wealthier people who are closer to the keep itself. can obviously stay up there. And you also have this kind of really cool outer keep right here as well. I guess it's like a garrison building or something along them lines. The inner layer itself is where the capture point is. Again, I assume, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the solution may come with having these gates in the inner layer. At the moment they are destroyed for the purpose of just making up, I guess, a fun, exciting battle. But, how is that going to evolve later on? How is that going to work? There's also a destroyed gate here. I guess this is for the defenders to get some archers out here, because it doesn't actually seem like there's a way for the attackers to get up here. So it's kind of interesting. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. And I'm not sure. I doubt they can mount this wall. But yeah, they can, I guess, put some archers here, have them hammer the attackers as they make their way up this little passageway right there. But for the attackers, if they have a strong naval force, they could quite quickly make their way into the inner layer and try and hold that, take a lot of pressure off the defenders themselves. And you can see you've got like artillery pieces facing down. Obviously, a very smart defensive position here, can focus down the gate and anything on the walls. Got a cannon over here. A little bit harder for me to probably utilize this, but I imagine a catapult would be a good place here, and you can obviously use it on this wall. Not too bad whatsoever. And the towers will be shooting in as well, which will be very deadly. Towers in 12-12 are pretty crazy, so yeah, that's going to be something you have to take into account. But I like it. I like the fact that these settlements are not going to be easy to take. They're very defensible, much like they should be, and they look great. Absolutely gorgeous. All the detail looks really, really nice indeed. So let's go ahead and dive into the final settlement, and I'll show you guys again where you can go ahead and yeah, find it. Okay, so the final map is all the way down here in the south. You can find it by the Pyrenees Mountains in the south of France. Let's dive in and take a look at this one. Okay, here we go. Another settlement out here in the south of France. And again, you can see it's actually a lot more open compared to the other ones we have been taking a look at. This one does seemingly have a lot more room to maneuver. You could probably utilize some cavalry in here. And the walls themselves are actually pretty interesting, because instead of having like the kind of straight lines, we actually have some curved walls, which is, yeah, a pretty interesting feat for the game. And you can't actually attack anywhere down this line either, so that's going to be a nice defensive position. The defenders only have to worry from really the attacks from two sides and also the sea itself. The settlement itself has big blocks of houses, and again, you guys can take a nice look. I'm sure you've seen these already, but all the different types of houses looking very nice indeed, very dense and packed together. Oh nice, this settlement actually does have people walking around as well. Nice, nice, nice. Very cool indeed. The settlement itself is actually kind of inverted as well. So instead of the settlement slowly going up this time, we do actually have the position delving deeper and deeper down, which again will force the attackers to kind of come down into this killing lane where the archers can hammer from the keep itself. And they'll basically lead its way closer and closer. The inner position only has 3 ways in. Yeah, 3 ways in and lots of defensive lines. The Marines coming off the boats as well will be finding themselves being hammered by arrow fire in the keep as well. And you can also come this way. So there's definitely some like more optimal paths to attack this settlement if you want to. Focusing like this will lead you into the city center quicker, but there's less maneuvering. There's no like paths around, whereas if you attack kind of this line, you have multiple ways to come in through this position and then down. You obviously go there, and you can also make your way directly to the inner layer as well. And there's another like little garrison building out here, which looks very cool. Always nice seeing these like military buildings scattered throughout the settlement itself. So that's going to be it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I'll leave a link down below to the 12-12 Discord. Alongside that, I'll leave a link down below as well to this mod pack if you want to go ahead and try it out. Just fight some custom battles on it. Definitely going to be worth it. And yeah, it'll be really, really fun to see more and more of these get developed, because they look really awesome. And I can't wait, again, to see more, see different cultures and all the other glorious stuff. So if you guys enjoyed this, make sure you do go ahead and drop a like and a comment down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one.